You want to see your kids grow up, but you don't want to see them grow up like that. You don't want to see them grow up in no jail cell. You don't want to see them grow up at arraignment. You don't want to see them growing up standing before a judge and they don't even know the lingo or the jargon or the definition to certain words that were asked. But we get to go home. Flynn and Manafort. But what about us? What about us? What about Ahmaud Arbery and Breonna Taylor? What about us? What about Trayvon Martin? God, speaking back of prisons, what about Khalif Browder? What about him who was accused of stealing a backpack and was held at Rikers Island for 3 years? Somehow he got lost in the system, and while he was in there, they beat him and did unspeakable things to him for 3 years. And they released him with no explanation, no apology. And shortly after, he killed himself. He was so paranoid. He was so afraid. He suffered from PTSD, which is another thing going on in our minority communities that we don't get no counseling for. And I often wonder, and I don't want to get off topic, but this is just random thoughts. This is what triggered the story this morning about Manafort's ass getting to go home, triggered the emotion in me this morning to the point where I want to spit. What about the little girl in the back of the car when Philando Castile was shot right in front of her? Did she ever seek counseling? This is the shit we need to start looking at, Black people, Hispanic people. We need to stop allowing the media to divide us, and we need to come together. If you are a mother or a father and you cannot put yourself in someone else's shoes less fortunate than you, then we got a problem. Because when it comes at your back door and it starts happening to your children, all of a sudden we paying attention. Crack cocaine was dropped in the Black community in the 80s by the CIA, by the way, in exchange for arms and a fight that we didn't even know what was going on in Central America. That crack pandemic, I don't know, killed how many, but again, maybe that was a form of eugenics. Oh, did I say that word? And we bit right off of it. We played into it. The crack pandemic. But then you got kids over in the suburbs sniffing that dang cocaine and LSD. Oh, I had a few of them friends in high school. But their areas are not getting police. They're not riding by their areas. They're not stopping and frisking those kids. And you go and do your research, and you think that marijuana, the very thing that states are making legal, that are making millions off of right now, was an enterprise and a type of entrepreneurship that many minorities started, or that was their means of feeding their families. Nickel and dime here and there, or sometimes greater. And I'm not condoning it, but I'm just saying that all of those that are locked up now on drug offenses and little amounts of marijuana, but then you are living you locked up in the same state that has legalized marijuana, that is making millions off of something, an empire that you could have built. When you get out and you come home, can you go and work for those marijuana companies? SEC won't even regulate it, so we can't invest in it. unless we go to Canada or somewhere like that. They know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. Oh my God, I didn't mean to be snotting and everything on camera. I'll be right back. But I'm just tired of, sick and tired of being sick and tired. And I just had to get this out. It probably made no sense. But I'm Flynn and Manafort. What about us?